Nobody, no crime. Well, not on my time. Eyes are watching, giving victims a voice. Raise your voice from Delphi to Camden, and there will be no more botching. We might not be Dateline, but come along if you want a great time. Grab yourself a glass of wine, and let's talk some true crime. And hey, you'll even have an alibi if you collect evidence in red Solo cups. If your expert says it just did, you might have a problem. We might not be Dateline, but come along if you want a great time. Grab yourself a glass of wine, and let's talk some true crime. And hey, you'll even have an
Hello, everyone. We're out here outside the courthouse. I have to be quiet because there's other trials going on and they just came out here. But we have a not guilty verdict and freaking fantastic. We have quite a crew out here at the courthouse waiting for the team to come out. A lot of cameras that have not been here at all. And we have all of the spectators. We have Lori.
Hello.
Say hello.
This was a great day.
Yes. What do you guys think of the verdict?
I'm so thrilled.
Well deserved.
Absolutely.
We got our Queen Audrey here. Romy, what do you think of the verdict?
Very she's very, very scared.
Yeah.
They're just like anxious for it to happen, but Audrey took her.
Yes. Fantastic. Crystal, what do you think of the verdict?
It couldn't have done.
Yes.
Her dad had tears with it.
Yeah,
We have K White
I
Maverick.
don't go back either. Oh, that's right.
What do you think of the verdict?
Expect it.
Little law girl.
I will say it was kind of like a 50-50 for me because Massachusetts is so like unpredictable. But it would kind of be an issue if like I said guilty.
I love it. You happy?
I am.
All right. Cheech,
What?
what do you think of the verdict?
Oh, fabulous. She's the king.
Yes. Yes, we are.
She's the king. Do backwards.
Maza, how happy are we right now?
Oh, I'm absolutely happy right now. Ecstatic, elated, happy for her. This is another case with ridiculous charges. So,
Yes.
not guilty. Judge made the right decision, and Carp did a great job presiding over this case for sure.
He did.
No
I
problem.
loved him.
Yeah.
Yay. Have everyone out here. We have, of course, Scott McGinnis. We have Turtle Boy. Scott McGinnis always there with the signs and flags. This one for Kelsey. We are just awaiting the team to come out.
Hey, well, it really hurt this time. It's the first time
Good
I've ever
first
tried.
gram and for GPS.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. He's done.
Never done.
Probably why she's taking so long.
I think you're right. I think you're right. What a freedom for her, huh?
She can finally
Go outside.
They're trying.
Yes.
Ribs can heal. Her ribs can heal.
Yes.
That's huge right
Yes. It's going to be up from here. So we are waiting, awaiting their arrival outside here of the courthouse. We actually, myself and Maza were sitting about 1.5 to 2 feet from Noonan, facing him because of how the seats were inside the courthouse. And So right next to him. And there was no reaction. No reaction at all. It was just cold,
I like to think.
stoic, which I mean, to his point, I mean, the judge said you can't make reaction. But,
That's what I think.
all of the police that swarmed the gallery, which literally, when I say swarmed, they swarmed. When we went out for the judge to go deliberate, pretty much everyone just stuck around. Only a few people left. We were all in the upstairs part of the courthouse, and I should turn this camera around. Let me see if I can figure it out, guys.
I thought,
Okay, I don't know. I don't want to mess anything up and mess the stream up. Anyways,
that's what I think.
so you can see it that way. It's live when she comes out. So, anyways, so when we went out to let the judge deliberate, and we just all kind of hung around because we didn't feel like it was going to be super long, especially given what the judge said about the verdict could even come at the normal regular lunch hour. So I felt like that was kind of like, okay, might be a little early then. So we were all just kind of sitting and waiting, and all of that. And then around, man, 12:45, there's a stairwell door that is right next to the courthouse, and it was literally right next to where I was sitting. And all of the cops just started coming down the stairwell and just lining up at the door, and there was already a handful of us sitting there. And they just started like swarming everyone. I'm like, what is happening? So, like, clearly they have information that there's a verdict. So that's how we found out. And so then I like got up because a bunch of us were just sitting on the floor. So we stood up, and they were just completely swarming us. So I went over on the other side of the door, and oh, hi, Baker. Not guilty, buddy. Woohoo. Um, so we kind of went over on the other side of the door, and my whole thing was they were going to swarm, and then like the family, and because they only have one bench for the family, and there's more family members than the one bench. So like going in today, the morning session, I was like, absolutely not. Like the family, all of the family is going in, but like before these random cops that don't have anything to do with this case. So we kind of made that happen this morning. Well, they were on like double alert, I think, for the verdict. So I kind of like went up against the door and like called the people over that I know and some of the family members, and we're like, here. So like they have four or five seats for like the immediate family, and all of like the aunties and stuff that are in town, they're not guaranteed like a seat. And I'm like, absolutely not. So we had them come over, and well, we were all standing like that for an hour, and it was extremely hot because everyone's like right on top of each other. There was officers just, I mean, and when I tell you, like, just glaring at everyone, just glaring. There's one particular female officer who has nothing to do with this case. She's been here most days. She's quite a character. She took her shoes off at one point in the trial, like bare feet, was adjusting her like boobs with her hand. It was really classy, all the classy things. And so she was there, and she was right behind me. So we were kind of like back to back with like a few inches between us. And so the court bailiff was coming out. And so she's like, make room, you guys, make room. So I step back, obviously, and I like touch up against her. And she's like, you don't need to push on me. You're pushing on me. And I was like, no, I'm not pushing. She's like, you're touching me. And I was like, yeah, I am touching you. You're right. I am, because the bailiff had to come out. So in court, in order to get her room, I had to move. So I'm sure I did touch you. And I'm like, what are we doing here? Like, how old are we? Like, can we not just be normal? And so then, like, the other cops are just like staring. And so then a few minutes later, the same bailiff comes back, and I saw her coming, and I was like, just to let you know, I may touch you again because she's coming. And she didn't say anything. I'm like, I mean, it was just crazy. This is the type of attitude that all of them had. There was also when we got here, all of us had decided we were getting here super early, around 7. Yes, Baker, boobs. boobs. She adjusted her boobs with her hand in the courtroom. I don't know. Do you have a date with her? I mean, who knows? But we call her Officer Spanks because she also wore a very, 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 very short dress the first day, and everybody saw her lady part. And I'll have to find someone who can tell you the story because, anyways, we'll do that in a minute. So yes, it was crazy. Then this morning we got out here. Everyone was planning on being here at 7. Mazza was right. I think he was like even early. I don't even know. And he was like the first one here, and a couple other ladies. And then there was like about, I don't know, probably like 8 guys, 8 cops. And then we walked up. And so I went up there to obviously see Mazza. And so we're all talking. And then more people start coming. And there's 2 doors, obviously. So like we were on one side of the door and then the cops were on the other side. It was like split down the middle. And more and more cops came. And I'm telling you, there's about 20, 25 cops. And this is at 7 a.m. 7 a.m. And turns out they don't have as much pull as they think that they do because they could not go in early. So they were stuck with us. And who comes walking up but Noonan? Noonan's giving all, hello, my love.
Are you live?
Yes.
Let's interview each other.
Okay. Yes. Let's
Hi.
do it. Hi.
Identify yourself.
Lauren, Katie on Twitter, and Common Sense Investigator on YouTube.
I'm Jess Machado.
Yes, Jess Machado Show.
So you were in the courtroom. You traveled up here for this case.
I did.
Am I really interrupting you? Is that okay?
No, I don't have anything to do.
So let's talk about the verdict itself.
So thrilled.
Oh,
Probably is already happened.
Things are
see you in a
happening.
bit.
Yep. Okay, guys, it's happening.
My husband said, yeah. What? Congratulations. Yeah.
It was just another day at the office today. I just want to say that we want to thank so many people. We want to thank Kelsey and family for having faith in us. We, meaning Martha, and I want to thank so many people that Kelsey and her family have faith in us. And we had a very tough playing field for a long time. And we also want to thank Judge Park. He did a great job and was a gentleman, who treated us fairly and with justice. And that's all we ever asked for. And we finally got it, so we're relieved. And but other than thanking everybody, I just want to hand it over to Martha, and she's going to have some words for everybody first.
Thanks, James. This is not only the right result, it's a righteous result today. It's been a long odyssey for those of you. And we started off in this case, understanding, as we all do, and as the judge said, policing is a tough job. Being a mom is a tough job. And on June 30th, Kelsey had to do trying to be a mom, trying to get back to work. And then her world fell apart. And unfortunately, on that day, as she said to the judge, deal with that. And unfortunately, what happened in the bedroom started a chain of events with a narrative that they never diverged from. Never asked her about it, they rushed to judgment. And that case took on a life of its own, which interfered with her life for unnecessary, difficult time. I think Tim and I had known from the beginning that wasn't fair, that the charges probably weren't fair, and that we were going to deal with the system, and we were going to take this to trial, as Kelsey has said, without fail. She just wanted the truth. She was able to do that when she testified in this case. And again, we're grateful for the judge's work. We're happy with this decision. And it's the right decision, as we said. She was always innocent until the Commonwealth did not meet. She was innocent.
Kelsey, what was it like to hear that word, not guilty? To hear the judge say not guilty this afternoon? Sat there, you were on the stand yesterday telling your story. Share with us what that was like.
So I got shot. I went to jail for 102 days. I haven't seen my son. I had to sell my home that I worked very hard for. So this is my first breath of fresh air. And I feel like I can breathe again. However, my fight is not over. I have a son that I need to reunite with, and that's where we are right now. So that was my next question. How this verdict might. I won't get into that, but I will say I am really excited. My son. I will also not get into that.
Yeah, today we're celebrating this birthday. Yeah, that's what we're focusing on.
Today,
One day at a time.
and I also would just like to thank everybody who stood inside each and every day, supported me, who came to me before I got to tell my story, because it wasn't 9 months later until I got to tell the truth. And that was a long 9 months. And through those 9 months, you guys knew the truth. You guys believed me, and thank you for that.
Kelsey, what's the message to others that are in a position like yours after what happened today with the non-guilty verdict? What would you tell other people?
Don't stop fighting for what's right. And when you know you did something wrong, keep fighting for that. You can also make it something again. I won't comment on that either. I don't know what my career goals are at the moment.
In the last 9 months, been like for you as a person, as a mother, as a defendant?
There's not a word. If you want an image of it, picture me on a mat in a jail cell crying for my son day after day after day. That's the only, there's not a word for that. But that is what happens. Do you feel like you owed something now, considering that you found not guilty? All of this stuff has happened to you.
Leave that one to the lawyers.
Hey, Kelsey, the judge was not exactly speedy in getting to the ultimate decision. How painful was that to sit there and just wait for what was going to happen?
I mean, it's okay. He had to go through all the evidence and a lot. So
We thought he was pretty quick, actually. And we obviously, with a good judge, didn't have the issue with the jury. He told us when he was going to decide, he was going to write his decision, which was helpful, and he told that in public. So we had this hybrid trial with the judge who was supposed to judge and the jury, and he was forthcoming throughout the trial, transparent. He was going to tell us why the decision, which of course we would not have gotten with the jury. So it's helpful to have that.
Kelsey, did you expect this verdict? Were you surprised it started rock this place and why do you think it was?
So I'm just going to repeat what I said earlier to that question. A set of things got set into motion on June 30th that then followed a narrative starting that night in that room that never really got challenged, that never really got investigated with any investigation occurs, that never got tested in any way. But the presumption was that she was a defendant in this case. And so that's unfortunate because off for a while, she's being held for a while. She never got a chance really to tell her story. Ordinarily, the system shouldn't work that way, but both Attorney Bladen and I have been on both sides of the system. We know how it works, and sometimes when it doesn't work well and it works slowly, that's unfortunately what happened in this case. And we fought everywhere with Kelsey to make sure that justice was done. It took longer than it should have been. It was more painful than it should have been, but we got the right result today, and we are happy.
Kelsey, what's the next thing you want to do now that you're not guilty?
Guys, hold on. Let's get kind of over here.
Start today, you know. For 6 weeks. With a lot of sugar that it's we have a lot of free sugar. How do you plan to start that journey of freedom?
Go for a while.
I'm sure he would love that.
It's a nice house. That was the best case scenario. And then the worst case scenario, the house that it was 1%, this was such a bumpy road, a long road. It never should have happened. And as a former police officer, gets sent to jail, someone with no criminal record, someone who shows up before us with a wonderful history in this county and sent to jail. To me, it's unprecedented. It terrorized them. And it's a horrendous, awful thing that happened. This case started out as a circus. And we are so grateful to end up in Lawrence in front of Judge Karp, who, like I said, an absolute gentleman, a consummate jurist, and he treated everyone in that room with respect, with humanity, with kindness, and we were very appreciative for it.
What did you make of the judge saying he credited both Kelsey's testimony and the testimony of Officer Noonan? He called it confusing.
Well, Charlie, he's the fact finder. He's got to make the sausage in the back room. He's got to think about everything. And, it's a tough job for any fact finder in any case, really. But I mean, Kelsey has said to you guys every time we're out here, I can't wait to get to the truth. I can't wait for the truth to come out. And finally, she got her chance. And she told the truth, and she put herself out there. The one person in the whole room that didn't have to testify. She's the one that got up there, put herself out there, and told the truth. And the judge, I think, treated her wonderfully, very humane, kind, and listened attentively to not only her but to everybody in the case. And we're grateful for that.
I'll just add two things to that. First of all, people can believe they're telling the truth when they're mistaken, so they can appear to be credible but be wrong. And when a defendant like this is credible, I think as Tim said, opening and his closing, that creates reasonable doubt. And so that's the standard. The Commonwealth always leaves the burden beyond a reasonable doubt. We didn't know the one thing we weren't going to get was a hung jury here. So.
Josie, do you have a question?
Yeah, it's not true. How are you feeling, Kelsey? I feel relieved. Executed. From day one, the truth will come out. Okay. And for me, it's not. That's that. No, the most devastating thing. For any mom or anybody will never happen.
Talked about that. We're going to talk about that with legislators. What kind of a system is it? Somebody can walk into court, fill out a piece of paper, and in 15 minutes, take someone's baby away. Take a mom of a newborn baby away. It's an incredible thing. You're going to work with it.
Tim, how much impact do you think it had that the complainant had connections, friends within the law enforcement? So maybe you can't be just anybody.
To be determined, Michael, to be determined. We have some other investigations to work on, and we're going to leave no stone unturned, and we're going to find out exactly how and why this happened, who's responsible, and we're not stopping here. The things that happened to Kelsey, we have with respect to a home being broken into, we've reported that to the FBI. And I've had it with Essex County, and there are other avenues to pursue, and we're pursuing them. And we're in touch with the FBI on all sorts of federal crimes that were committed, and we're in the process of dealing with it there. That's one example of other avenues that we're taking here. We're not sitting here at Essex County beck and call. We know where to go, and we know who to talk to, and we are doing it.
You go, Brady. Great. Woo!
So much.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, everybody.
Congratulations to the parents. Congrats.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna get off so I can say hello, and I will get back on shortly. Okay, thanks, guys.